In this video, I am going to talk about two terms that are related to waves, period and frequency. Sometimes they get confused because they're related, but they describe two different things. So frequency comes from the word frequent, or in the case of wave, how frequently a wave occurs. And to calculate it, you actually count the number of waves. It's a number of waves that occur in a given amount of time. So it's waves per time. Okay, so let's take a look at the example I have here. I have a wave that starts right here at the origin, okay, at 0, and it goes up, comes back down, and goes back up. So there's one complete wave right there at 0.5 seconds. This is the time axis in seconds. Then I have another wave that goes up and comes back down and goes right back there. So it looks like I have two waves for a 1 second time frame. So two waves. And 1 second. Two waves in 1 second. So 2 waves per second, that makes sense. 2 waves per second. There's a shortcut unit that we use for waves per second, and it's hertz. 2, it's capital H, it's E-R-T-Z for a physicist named Heinrich Hertz. More commonly, though, we say it's 2, and we use the abbreviation capital H, lowercase z, hertz. Okay, which is really the number of waves per second. Period, on the other hand, is the amount of time that passes given for a number of waves. So let's take a look here. We can actually do this two different ways. I'm going to take a look at one wave first. So I'll say, well, let's see, it's 0.5 seconds. If I take a look at one wave, 0.5 seconds for one wave, which gives me 0.5 seconds. The unit of period is seconds, because that's the time. Or if I take a look at the entire second, I can say there's 1 second for two waves. And as you can see here, that also equals 0.5 seconds. So it's the time it takes for one wave to occur, and I can, as long as I'm consistent with the number of time, the amount of time, and the number of waves, I get the same answer. In terms of variables, we use the script letter F for frequency, and we use capital T for period, T for time. And if you look at these equations, you can actually see they're related. They're actually inverses of one another. Waves per time, time per waves. So you'll see this equation on the equation sheet for the whole problems, and it's basically, it says that the period or time is 1 over the frequency. And we can test it. Let's take a look. 1 over, in our example of 2, 1 over 2 hertz is equal to 0.5 seconds, which is the answer we got right there. Okay. So frequency again is the, if you thinking about the word frequent, is how frequently it occurs. It's a number of waves per unit second or unit time. Whereas period is the time for a given wave. And the relationship is this equation right here, T equals 1 over F. So you can use this equation here for problems, but more importantly, understanding the concept of what the word frequency and period means will help you understand how waves operate.